Hi everyone, it's Judy Lee here, and I had a request from a new subscriber that she wants to start making journals. So we're gonna make a small one today. Okay, I had already cut out some manila folders that I had, but I'm gonna do it on here so she can see the process. Anything, cereal box, anything will do. Okay. Um, we're going to make this one, I believe, 4 inches wide because that's where we might can get it to, no. Mm, no. So we're going to do it a complete 4, okay? 4. 4 inches. And then I'm going to put that to the side, and then we're going to go, well, that's not right either. We're going to say 4, 4, I'm at 3 3/4. 3 3/4. This is going to be very, sorry about that. I know it's noisy. And then we are going to cut off this writing, so we're going to make it long, 5 inches long. Okay. Now I have doubled, so it's 2 booklets. So remember, this is 3 3/4 wide, and it is 5 inches long. Okay. Now, this is just a piece of paper, cardstock that is real thin. I folded it over, and we are going to cut it a little larger. Our width was 3 3/4, so we're going to make it 4 1/4 because we're going to fold this inward so that it, comes inside the book. You'll see what I mean. All right, here we go. I do have it completely straight, right? Okay. All right. Yeah, it's not as noisy, huh? And then it was um, long wise, it was 5, so we're gonna make it 6. Uh, I could do 5 1/2. That would make a quarter all the way around, but I'm gonna do 6 just to be on the safe side. You just want it a little bit bigger than your actual journal, 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Which I think that's going to make a pretty good one. And then while we're at it, we're going to make the inside, and we're going to cover up the inside. And we could leave it manila, which I think I am going to leave it because it's got this beautiful, the manila. Well, no, we got to cover it up because I'm putting that on there. Now, I could cut this to the exact same, could cut it down to the exact same length and width of the board, and then you can just shadow the tops and sides and everything to, so it's not showing the yellow, um, and then that would make, this would be a beautiful inside because it would match. But since we're going to go ahead and make it, we're going to go ahead and cut this. Lengthwise, it's going to be not quite as big because we're going to have all that folded down. So we just want to cover that up. And I'm going to put it between, it was 5 inches for the book. So we're going to make it 4 and a little bit over 4 3/4, between 4 3/4 and 5. That gives me a little bit of leeway. Is that right? No, 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 no. Now we're going to do 5 1/4 because we want it longer. Or that's wrong. That is so wrong. I had it right. Okay, that was correct. Between 4 3/4 and 5. I'm sorry. I'm kind of tired. It's early. All right, that's going to fit in there really good, okay? Because we're just going to cover up where we folded. That just don't look right. Okay, now inside, the width was 3 3/4, so we're going to make it 3 1/2. Okay, y'all understand it? And I've had this folded, so. Oh no. Well, we're going to turn it. I should have turned it inside out to cut it. Okay, so that won't be showing. All right. Now we are ready to start putting the journal together. All right, so we are going to take first we're going to take this. We're going to put it in here. And we are going to try to even it. See how pretty that is? It's going to be even all the way around when we do it. So first things first, we're going to glue this down. Where's my tacky glue? All right, here's my tacky glue. Now I'm just using the Aleene's tacky glue. It doesn't matter what glue you use. I usually use art glitter glue, but I've got to refill it. I didn't think to do that before I started filming. And I'm doing it this way so that I'm not moving it. I don't have to reposition. But you can do it any way you want to do it. You just want to make sure that you get it on there because you're going to be folding it over, so it doesn't really matter if it's all the way to the edge or not. You just want the inside completely covered, okay? Then here, I'm going to take, and I'm going to go in this fold. You definitely want it in the fold, okay? Want plenty in the fold. And I don't need to do that. I need to do it here. And then just cover your page like you did the last one. And like I say, it ain't got to be perfect as long as the inside is good and done. And then we're going to just fold it over. Okay? Now, we have our book. Now we're going to open it. And we are going to bring, this is thin, okay? If it was thick, I'd cut it like most people do. You don't cut it all the way to the tip, though, because you don't want that showing, okay? So, instead of, okay, why is that doing that? Hold on, make sure. All right, bone folder, or scissors, or your fingers, whatever you want to do. We're going to put that down, okay? Now, we're going to take the corners, each one, and we're going to go up to the tip. And we are going to press it down. There we go. Just press each one down. Y'all can fast forward through this if you've seen it before. You want to get it close to that tip if you possibly can and bring it in to a triangle. This makes better corners, okay? Sharp corners. And I'm just going to bowl folder those down real quick. Or whatever you want to call them. I don't know what you call that. But I want sharp, okay? And then we're going to glue that real quick. Just give it a little touch. All of it ain't going to be done because you're going to fold that over too. And just tap. And tap. You want that tip done. Okay, there we go. All those are done. Now, for these, I start on these small edges first, okay? And you want to take it and you want to kind of come up and take your fingernail and go across there. Try to get it as even as possible. And then take your bone folder and crease it over. Smash it down. Okay? over, smash it down, and then just come on and do the rest of it, okay? And we're going to do that all the way around before we start gluing, because you want everything folded neatly. You may want to start at the corners so that you can get those corners. Fold it good and straight, okay? And we are going to push down our corners. Oops, I'm sorry. Push down our corners and just come across. Make it smooth so it stays. See how it's staying? Alright, and then we're gonna, I'm trying to stay in frame. I am sorry. My camera has moved and I can't get it without a lot of work. Get it back to where it was. So I'm trying to follow upwards where, and we're just doing the same thing all the way around. Push that down. See how pretty that corner is? It just lines right up. Okay. Okay. A lot of people cut this. I'm just like, what's the point? You can, if you'd rather, make a triangle here so that you can just fold it down. But all this is going to be covered, so it doesn't really matter. And since this is a small, I don't know that I'll use it. I may use it for not as a personal journal because I've still got things to do for that. But I may use this as a processor and just, now I'm going to fold these little ones in first because that's my preference. You could do whichever you prefer. And you do want to get to the edge of this. So I'm just using my, and I'm going at the edge of the paper as well. Okay? And we're going to fold that over. Now I'm going to use my bone folder. And you can use clips, but this is thin enough that it should stay on its own. But you want to distribute that glue all over, okay? And we're going to do the same process with this side. And I'm putting a little bit in that little crack. And then this little crack. And then we're going to go up here and make sure we get plenty of glue. I don't care if a little excess comes out. Oh, and make sure you do your little tips too. I don't think I did that on this one. That's probably why it was so hard. And then we're just gonna, and as you see, I get glue everywhere, but I have a little towel, and I have paper towels as well, but I'd rather use my painty towel. That's what I call it because it's cotton, and can wipe all this excess off. But that just makes smooth corners the way, and I'm trying to remember who I saw do that, because I usually cut mine, and that was so much easier, and I was like, I'm doing that from now on. Okay, we're going to do our little corners so we don't forget them, and we're going to come through, do the top. We want to make sure we got plenty on that top, because we want it sealed. It don't really matter, we're going to cover it up, but it helps, okay? And right at your edge, okay? And we're going to fold that down neatly. Come across. Make sure these corners are down because they're thicker now that you've got two layers there. And there we go. Okay. I'm going to wipe this off. Okay. The next process is a lot easier. It's not a lot of trick things that you have to worry about. I'm trying to make sure I've got plenty of glue here. And I know this is going to be a long video, but it was requested. And I know I watched lots and lots and lots of videos before I started doing this. My first one turned out really horrible because I didn't pay attention to every little detail that they were doing. So it turned out really bad. And I want to try to make this as easy a process as possible so that she can make one and feel good that she did it, you know, and it turned out really well. Alright, now we need our inside. And the reason I folded it is because that way you can get it on the fold line, and that kind of guides you. And I'm trying to make sure I've got this even. Okay, I think that's even. And do you see how that just, it comes around, and I know that looks uneven, but it's the flowers, it's not the paper. Because I kept thinking it was, well, it is a little bit. There we go. Alright, so you have the same amount, top, bottom, sides, okay? As long as it's even on either side, it doesn't really matter if these are smaller and these are larger, because these are going to, you know, your papers are going to cover up this. And it keeps moving. That's the reason I usually go ahead and glue while it's down. It's a little bit off, but not enough to worry about. Okay, so I do have it in that crack. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the front. And I'm going to come through, and I am going to glue really good there. We are going to glue this edge here all the way around, because this one is going to show. So you want it stuck in there. You don't want it popping up on you, okay? You want it to stay down for its lifetime. And these glues are pretty good about keeping it. And then we're going to lay it down. And we're just going to come across and distribute that glue so that it gets everywhere and holds it all down. That's very nice. That no wrinkles. It usually don't wrinkle on you. Even though I've got thin paper, it's not really wrinkling at all. Okay. Now, we're going to come in here and we're going to glue. And then we're going to come on the edges. Make sure we get all these edges. We want those down. I can't remember your name. I want to say Michelle, but I don't think so. So I'm not even going to attempt. But I hope this is helping you, and I hope I'm going slow enough that you can kind of get the drift. There's plenty of videos out there. Okay. We're going to, hold on, that's my needle. Okay. And then we're just going to come in, out. Bring that glue all over the paper, okay? And we're done. Clean my bone vault and clean this, because we don't want it to get stuck on here and ruin. I may wind up giving this away in a giveaway. Alright, now I'm doing this because I don't want it to pop up when I fold it. Okay, and fold down. Fold it again to make a sharp edge, because that's where your needle is going to go. Okay. Alright. I messed up a little bit on that, but it doesn't matter. This is going to be covered. That doesn't really matter. This will be covered up with your book, with your pages anyway, your signature, which a number of papers together is called a signature. Now this is going to be a one signature. If you want to do a two signature, you'd have to accommodate whatever size you want. You're going to have to make sure that you fold that a ½ inch, 1/4 inch, 2 inch, whatever you want to do, however many signatures. A 1/4 inch, I would say, because I'm just doing this as a folder type thing, and it's not going to be full of a lot of stuff. I didn't put anything. I would say ½ an inch. You could put 2 signatures in here. But for one, I don't really. Sometimes I will. I will make a 1/4 inch and fold in, and I have a 1/4 inch spine for a 1 signature because my big journals, they get full of stuff and they get bulky. And if you don't have that leeway, yeah, it could be a mess. Okay, next. Here's our signature papers. We've got to cut those down. Now we know that it is, what was it, 4 3/4 or 5? 5. Okay. We know it's 5, so we're going to do 4 3/4. This is 6 pieces of just, let me show you. This is just, I just needed some paper to put in there. Sketch book from Walmart. Okay, sketch diaries in the kids section. It ain't but like $5. And there's 70 sheets in there, but I'm using 6 sheets, which gives you 12. From the middle, it gives you 12 here, which equals 24. Okay, so you'll have 24 pages if you do front and back of each one. So our length is going to be, we want the papers not to stick out. Okay, so I'm going to do 4 3/4 tall. Sorry, I know that is loud. Y'all just have to put it on silent. Mute me. And then it was 3 3/4. Yeah. So we're going to do 3 1/2 wide. Okay. And then, to make sure, stick it in here. And none of it pokes out. Okay. And you can see, no you can't. Okay, you can see here. And it's flat here. Okay. So it does have a little give. It can go up to about there. Okay. Now, if I wanted to put a string on here, which I don't, I would have put it in between here, the top and the bottom, in between, piece here and a piece here to tie, okay? Or you could have, before you put this on, put your length on here and paste it, glued it down, and then put your cover on, and that way you'd have had your strings already, okay? But I'm probably just going to put a rubber band around this, okay? Or just a piece of lace or whatever. All right. So what we're going to do, this being a small one, I'm going to put this in here. Even it out. Okay. That looks about right. Okay. And then I'm going to take, hold on just a second. I forgot to bring these over. I'm going to hold this, kind of fold it so that it stays in that folded position. And I'm going to clip on that side. I'm going to turn around. We want it all together, okay? And since this is thin, this is how I'm doing it. You can punch your holes here first or punch your holes in your book first. I just do it all together, okay? It's a lot easier for me to do this. Now, when you have a 1/4 inch or ½ an inch or an inch spine, you can't do it this way. You would have to mark, you'd have to take a ruler, and if you're going to have 2 signatures, which if you're going to have half of space, you're going to need, you're going to have to measure it to get your signatures in there. So if you're going to do 2 signatures, you would just take your ruler, say this is our inch. Oh, that's not an inch. All right, so we're going to say we have half an inch spine. We're going to put 2 signatures. So what you're going to do is, being that it starts here and starts here, or stops here, what you're going to do is you're going to go in and find your in between, okay? This could even, half an inch, you could do 3, really. But it would be kind of, yeah, iffy. You'd have to have a strong spine, okay? Because they would tear. So I would put one, what is that, an eighth? So that would be 4, 5, 6, 7/8, and then come this way, 3, 6, 7/8, inward, okay? And that would be where your punches would be, okay? Then you're going to make a line all the way down because it's going to be covered. Nobody's going to see it but you. Do it at the top, or an inch, half an inch from the top, half an inch from the bottom, and right in the center, okay? And then you just make your lines, and that way you have your 2 lines for each of your signatures. And you can go across too, and then you can make your little dots where you're going to punch where they intersect, okay? All right. This is a lot more simple to me because I'm only doing 1 signature. I'll have to do 2 signature at some point so y'all can see that. If I'd thought about it, I'd have done it today. All right, we are through with this. Now, for this part, you can use an awl. This is an awl. Or an old ice pick, or a big needle. I mean, you know, you could take, I've got these giant needles here. Real thick, big needles. And you could take those and punch, okay? Now, I'm just going to guess on this one and say this is my middle. I always do the middle first. And you're going to punch into that spine, okay? And do it just enough for your needle to go through, okay? Whatever size needle you have, which I have, not this big thing. That would make big giant holes. I have a magnet. I put them on over here. Okay, where's it at? It was just, oh, I dropped it. Okay. I'll rethread it, but this is the needle I'm going to use. You want to make sure, this being a little one, I didn't want too big of a needle, so the eye, when it goes through, it's going to widen it out. So make sure you don't get nothing too wide, okay? And this one has a soft, rounded tip, so it doesn't hurt. And then I just come down half an inch to an inch from the top and pull it through. And I just twist. And I want them about the same, so I try to twist it to where I see it upward. And it doesn't really matter where these are placed, as long as that middle one is in the middle to catch the paper. And then we're just going through the spine again. And we have our, let's see if y'all can see that. There they are, 3 holes. All right, now, as far as thread, what you're going to do is leave an itty bitty little tail, okay? Itty bitty tail. You're going to go 3 times the length, okay? 3 lines to the length. I added a little bit extra so that y'all could see. And I'm just using this twine stuff from Dollar Tree. That's it. Because it will, you know, it's kind of neutral and then it goes with everything. First thing you're going to do, go straight through your middle hole, okay? Bring it in. Bring it out, I should say. And you're going to leave a tail. Now, what I do is I take mine and stick it under my clip, okay? But you can hold it with your hand. It doesn't matter. You're going to come through here and see my holes were aligned, so it came straight on through, okay? Going to go from the top on the outside and bring it in and just work your needle through. It'll come through. Then you're going to come back down to the bottom. And this is on this side. So you're going to bring this on down. And that makes your line in the middle. All right, now, and you could tighten this up after because you want it tight, but you don't want to break your paper, okay, or crack your paper. Then you're going to go through this middle hoe, but make sure you don't go, and I'm trying to hold this tight, don't let it go in between your thread, okay, because if it does that, it can tear your book eventually. Then you see I'm sorry, you're going to come up the middle again. Make sure that your needle is coming on the opposite side of where this thread is, okay? There we go. And I did not get inside my thread. It tried to, and I had to redo it. You do not want it going through that thread. And then just work it out. And there we go. We can take these off now. And you are going to stretch, but don't buckle, okay? You just want it to where these are tight so that your paper's excuse me. As if you've watched Miss Edie, you know I've had bronchitis. I'm over it, but you know, if you've ever had it before, it lingers. All right, so we're going to tie this, and I'm going to go this way, okay, and tie it down, okay, and then I'm going to go the opposite way. It doesn't really matter as long as you put a couple of knots, and since this is thick thread, I'm only going to do 2. And you can leave this long and put a charm on it. But I'm not going to. Well, I don't know. I may do that. We're going to leave. What do we want? We're going to leave this one long enough that I could put some charms on there in case I do it for a giveaway. And there we go. There's your book. Your book is ready to rumble. Now, you can decorate it any way you want. You can, which I probably will. I'll probably curve these pages. You don't have to. I may not though, because I'll probably put some lace or something in here. But if I use it, I'm probably going to leave it like it is because I'm going to take scraps and leftover paint. And just fill the pages with those, and that gives me a background for mixed media or journaling or whatever, and I can decorate it any way I want afterwards. Leftover paint, I can just spread it in here, or if I got a stencil I'm using, I can just put the extra paint and stencil in here. But if I give it away, I'll probably what do you call it? Use a corner punch and just punch all the corners. I'll probably decorate it some, add a little pocket here. You can use anything. These are some bits that I had made a journaling card. I just took one of those pieces of paper and took all my bits and pieces out of one of my scrap bags and cut it down for a journaling card. But this could be a pocket, okay, or this way, whatever you want to do. You could do it this way in the center and it would be a side pocket, okay, or you could make it, put it right here and make a tuck, okay. I even made tags out of that same sheet that you could decorate, put your string in or whatever, and slip it inside pockets. But yeah, that's how you make a journal. And that's how I make my journals. Sometimes I don't do the thing here, the corner, doing the corners and stuff. I just put a sheet here, and then I put a sheet on the inside, And then I just take my vintage photo or the black soot, and I just go around the corners and get rid of any whiteness or this color, cream, um, and I call it done. I mean, you don't have to do this. This is just the way you're supposed to do a journal, okay? That's the reason I did it this way. I do it the easy way with my journals. Now, making someone a journal, I'm going to do it correctly, which I've made my sister-in-law a couple of journals for her birthday and stuff. I think I've made one for Miss Edie, and I've made one for Miss Betty, but I've never made one for anyone else. No one's ever asked me if I would make them one, but I would gladly make one if someone wanted one. But when I make them, like I said, I just put the paper on the front, paper on the back, cut it down to fit, and then just ink it up, so it's done. But that is your journal. I hope that helped. Leave me a comment and make sure that you understood everything and that you could see everything. If not, I'll try again doing an informal one. And if you have any other questions about like the say 1/2 inch for 2 signatures, let me know and I will do a 2 signature for you. But like I say, there is lots of them that are doing that, and you can just put in YouTube search, how to make a journal, and lots of them will pop up. But since you had requested it on my site and on my YouTube, and I really appreciate y'all watching and leaving comments and hitting that like button and subscribing to me. I'm going to try to have more craft things on here, journal things. But I do occasional hauls. That's what I did when I first started, was just doing hauls and pocket letters. And if anybody wants to exchange pocket letters, I would gladly do that. Just let me know in the comments, and we can exchange address. Well, my address is down below. It always is. And so is my email. You can always email me your address, and if you're not comfortable with that, you can always send me one, and then I will send you back with your address that you have on your package. I do want to start doing some Happy Mail, like Miss Edie does. I'm not going to send anything but a postage thing full of little odds and ends, maybe some stickers, and maybe some things I've made, or ephemera to add to your journals or whatever you do, or little gems or whatever. I don't mind paying up to $1 to send off something. So if y'all want to exchange, feel free to leave me a comment letting me know that you would like to exchange, or send me an email telling me, hey, I would like to exchange, but I want to wait until, certain time. If the first of the month's good for you, the end of the month, it doesn't matter. The middle of the month, I'll gladly do that. And it doesn't have to be where, if I send you something, you don't have to send it right back. I mean, send me anything. You can wait a week or two, whatever's best for you. What we can do is do a monthly exchange. You have a whole month to send. If I send you something, say this month, and you receive it the 30th, you have till the 30th of September to send me something back. So I don't do the, as they come in, send them back out. Now, I might sometimes do that, but you're not required to send me anything quickly back, you know. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I hope it was informational or informative for you. Like I said, if not, just let me know if you have any more questions. Um, and I will try to make a better video where y'all can understand and see, and I'll have everything ready to go. Because cutting paper is pretty much, you know, I mean, you cut it to the size you want. Like I say, most of the time mine are, I believe mine are usually, this is a little bit smaller than what I normally do. This one is, when I cut it, it was, I always fold the paper, whatever I'm going to use. This was another file folder, but it was thicker and it was blue. Um, and since it was solid blue, I did not put anything on the front and curve it over. I just put a, you know, just covered it up with a piece of paper. But this one is 5 wide and 6.5 long. Now, normally mine are usually about 6 by 5. And then I just use 5.5 by 4, 4.5 paper. Um, that's, she had mentioned she liked this one, and this one was very, very simple. You can do it any way you want. I haven't even done anything here, but like I said, I may decorate this up and give it away. We'll see. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment, whether this was okay with you. I know a lot of people don't like watching anything over about 15-20 minutes. And this was going to be, I knew it was going to be long. But as far as decorating and everything, that's, to me, that's, you know, it's up to your style. But if you would like to see it, I may go ahead and start decorating this for another video. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope this answered your questions, honey. If not, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Talk to y'all later. Bye.